Do you identify as black? No, it's a serious question because you might not identify. Can you please put the mic? Thank you. Okay.
When I walked into the room,
I am not done with my question.
Young lady.
I'm just asking you to listen to me while I ask my
I'm
question.
about to answer your first question.
But I didn't finish my question.
Okay. Yeah, I'm black.
You know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
Woke culture is an epidemic of epic stupidity, a sad result of far-left fascism. These people who claim to be woke are nothing short of rude, arrogant, and quite stupid. Woke culture has blatantly created division by exaggerating issues pertaining to race and gender. Woke culture is just a way that the political class has come up with as a way to divide and distract people from key important issues.
So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped, and she was going to give birth and she would, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live, would you want her to go through that and carry her baby?
That's awfully graphic.
But it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
Oh, okay, great. So that's insane.
But let me tell you why. No, hold on. Let me ask you a question. There's 2 ultrasounds I have. One is a baby conceived in rape. One is a baby conceived by a loving couple. Which one is which?
Your daughter was probably hopefully conceived by a somewhat loving couple.
Conceived by rape? Tell me which one was conceived by rape.
You don't know.
Exactly, because it's all human rights
but
and it's all human beings.
But that doesn't matter. It's about your daughter who has to give birth to it and is going to be tortured by that for the rest of her life. That's going to take away every freedom she's ever going to have. That's going to ruin her life. She's going to grow up and she's going to be attached to another thing.
The point is how you were conceived is irrelevant what human rights you get.
But
hold on one second. If a person conceived in rape walks down the side of the street, it's not like they don't get First Amendment rights or Second Amendment rights.
It's not about that person.
The worst thing to do to the daughter is to then say, hey, we're going to go murder the being inside of you.
They wouldn't even know. Like, listen.
They wouldn't know?
Listen.
But wouldn't it be a better story to say something evil happened and we do something good in the face of evil instead of saying we're going to do evil and then murder the being because we're going to pander to the evil? No. What makes the West great is that we do good after evil, not evil after evil.
It's not about the being in the cells.
No,
it's not about. I'm speaking. I'm speaking. I'm speaking. I'm speaking. I'm speaking.
Got it.
Thank you. So it's not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the person. I'm talking about the person who is dealing with the pregnancy. I am not talking about the cells. I don't care. No, listen. The fetus, the whatever. I don't care about that right now until it is formed. If there is a 5-year-old child who is pregnant and the baby is 2 weeks in utero,
can't get pregnant.
actually they have given birth. There is
given pregnant.
There is one recorded case of a 5-year-old girl who gave birth.
Is that common?
Yes, it's common. 5-year-olds get sometimes, and if they get pregnant, I think they should be able to have medical access to something that could save not only just their life, but like their livelihood.
How many, I'm curious.
I hope your daughter lives a very happy life and gets away from you.
The concept of woke is largely rooted in illusion and impracticality, bearing little connection to reality or the tangible world. While it may provide a sense of satisfaction to some, it ultimately fails to achieve anything meaningful or constructive. In essence, it contributes nothing of substance and fosters no real progress or development. Those who consider themselves woke often aren't as enlightened as they believe. Many simply join the movement because it's trendy or popular, not because they deeply understand or care about the issues. When confronted with opposing perspectives, instead of engaging in thoughtful, woke dialogue, they react emotionally, painting the other person as immoral or wrong. This reaction isn't necessarily a reflection of their true feelings, but rather a defense mechanism. They likely lack a genuine grasp of the cause they champion, and when their superficial beliefs are challenged, they resort to outbursts, shouting, crying, or making dramatic statements like, "I can't be in this room right now," because they have no real argument to offer. It's more about protecting their ego than engaging in meaningful discussion.
Would you like to wear a pronoun badge? You're the boss.
I wouldn't wear one. Yeah, I wouldn't wear one, even if GB News asked me to wear a pronoun badge. Sorry, bosses, but I wouldn't wear one. It's woke nonsense. You know, we've spent the last few years having LGBTQ plus and a million letters rammed down our throats, and this is just another part of it. I mean, the they-them one was the one that really got me.
God.
You know, these are proper lunatics. I mean, it is attention-seeking of the highest order. As if I'm going to call you a they-them. Well, what does that even mean? It doesn't make sense.
Well, there's only one of me, Adam.
It's ridiculous. And, you know, anyone that... You see all these virtual signalers on Twitter. Oh, no, I've got my pronouns in my bio. I'm such a nice person. I'm just helping out the gay community or the LGBT. No, you're making yourself look idiots. And I've got gay friends, gay colleagues that think the same. It's nonsense. And, you know, I'm not playing that game.
You can't make jokes about Asian people. You can't make jokes about people from the Middle East. You can't make jokes about women or these minorities or those minorities because these people are oppressed. I think that is an incredibly insulting and offensive thing to be saying to people like, my friends from Saudi Arabia or from the United Arab Emirates, they can't take a joke in the same way that I can. It's okay to joke about Russians. It's okay to joke about Americans. It's okay to joke about Italians. It's okay to joke about men. But you can't joke about these other group of people as if there isn't anything that these people do that could be considered funny. Really? To me, that's racist.
This is Rachel Ziegler, your new Snow White. And if you thought that this movie was gonna be good, right? If you were mentally insane and you believe that the new Snow White live action movie was gonna be good, get a load of this, okay? Because listen, they're not even trying to hide it anymore, right? They're not trying to hide the fact that these movies are now tools to insert their own ideologies, their woke ideas, all that shit, right? Listen to what little Rachel here has to say.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince. And
Knock it off, Disney. Seriously, is this a joke now? I mean, what are they trying to do here? What are they trying to do? Listen, I honestly think that Disney is just hell-bent on losing money at this point, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And I do believe there is something to be said about this sort of, how do I put this, willing ignorance, right? This sort of duality between that consciousness of being aware in such manner and yet readily marginalizing that intersectionality. It's very profound. These conversations are intrinsically multifaceted, right? There are different angles to be looking at this from, and it's crucial to juxtapose that contrast within those realms of varying perspectives. And it's sort of the case where, you know, are we asking ourselves the right questions, or are we all just sort of victim to the cause itself? It's suffocating, to be quite frank. It's paralyzing. But having these conversations is extremely, extremely vital in fundamental change, and being able to sort of step back and look at this from a bird's eye view and not just a worm's eye view. And that, of course, begs the ever-aching question of whose bird is this, right?
Individuals who identify as woke often exhibit an evangelical zeal, unable to feel secure in their own niche beliefs and cultural preferences. As a result, they actively seek to impose their views on others. What makes this behavior particularly troubling is their self-righteous and overbearing approach, leaving no room for constructive disagreement or dialogue. Woke culture positions itself as a champion against racism, sexism, homophobia, and other forms of discrimination. Yet it has increasingly morphed into a movement that exhibits its own forms of sexism, racism, and intolerance. even targeting those who hold differing views. They often suppress free speech, fixate on racial issues, and aggressively silence or attack anyone who disagrees with them. In essence, they have become what some might describe as woke authoritarians. Ironically, their actions often harm the very groups they claim to protect. For instance, their intense focus on eliminating microaggressions can alienate individuals with speech-related disorders or discourage those learning a new language, as people fear unintentionally offending someone and being branded as prejudiced. In their pursuit of justice, they sometimes perpetuate exclusion and misunderstanding.
Okay, is it okay if I touch you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, if I touch you.
Go right ahead.
Before we get started, do you mind if I touch you?
I was gonna cut my fucking hair.
Do you mind if I touch you?
Are you serious, bro? Just cut my hair.
Is it cool if I touch you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
It's usually just customary that I ask the person before I touch them.
Just cut it, cuz.
And what were your pronouns?
She, they.
She, they too.
Yay!
Look at us, we're twins.
He, him.
She, her.
And what are your pronouns?
Are you fucking serious, bro? Just cut my hair.
What are your pronouns?
They, them.
She, they. I'm glad we exchanged those.
Yes.
And what are your pronouns?
Listen, bro, I don't do that shit. Bro, don't fucking touch me. Don't. I'm out of here. Fuck off.
Everything woke really does turn to crap, doesn't it? Like the Star Wars franchise, being tarnished by progressives like Mark Hamill, making cringy Joe Biden, Obi-Wan puns, and then you have the creator and main actress of Disney's new Star Wars series going viral for bragging about how gay the show is. Oh, and that R2-D2 is apparently a lesbian. I am not interested in the preferred sexuality of a fictional robot because, oh, it's a robot. But diversity, used again as a shield for lackluster writing and production quality, and you wonder why movie theaters are premiering old movies again? Because nobody can create entertaining content without a certain agenda being shoved down our throats. All Disney had to do was make movies and shows that everyone can enjoy. I miss the days when films were focused on creating immersive storytelling because I want to be entertained, not lectured. It's not racist, sexist, or homophobic to simply want entertainment created for enjoyment instead of trying to check off every box of diversity to appease the inclusivity police. If you care more about sexuality than storytelling, you should probably be making porn, not Star Wars.